What's up, YouTube? Yes, my chair is still broke, bro. If I fall, you can laugh at me, cause I'm gonna laugh at myself. Stephen A. Smith sometimes has some choice standings when it comes to these kind of things about politics and stuff like that. And I'm not very much into politics myself, but I do know what's right and I do know what's wrong, and I do know who the right person for the job is. And it's not this man. You want to see why?
Nope.
Oh man, you got chicken fingers, you got the whole deal. I went the route of making sure I had a hamburger. So tell me about you guys. What you doing these days?
Why don't you share about your passion of sports?
I'm playing AAU.
You didn't think they wanted a hamburger, Joe? Why'd they have to get chicken?
Black people.
You basketball right now.
Oh, you really? Are you guard?
Yes, sir.
Now, what grade are you in?
7th grade.
7th grade.
Right now I'm just doing basketball, playing guard on the JV team for my school.
How about in school? How y'all doing in school? You should tell the president about the school.
Favorite thing about it is the business academy I'm in. You get to like travel, so we've been to like NC State, Wake Tech, and
You're kidding me.
we went to this small dry cleaning business, and it's cool. It's a great experience.
I'm impressed. Is that a new program at the school?
Yes, sir, it is. It just started just a couple of years ago.
You know how much this guy loves you. You can just feel it, can't you?
It's a
Your dad jumped in front of a bullet for you. By the way, we dads are hard to raise. Once you're a teenager, we're hard to raise. So you gotta be patient with us, you know what I mean?
It's a
Go patient.
Oh! Stephen A's about to go off. Now here's my 2 cents on it. Food is food. I love me some. My chair just, it snapped back. Bruh. Whatever. I do, enjoy some chicken tenders. Chicken is actually one of my favorite things to get. Yes, it's by choice because I don't eat beef as much as I used to. I'm trying to, stick away from beef. I do see how this can be prejudiced or something like that. But I mean, come on now. You had to get him chicken. Come on, Joe. You could have got everybody burgers. Everybody like burgers, except for me. I mean, I'd rather have a turkey burger, but don't flame me. But I mean, it just feels a little weird. Plus, with his past history, people are going to have a lens, a magnifying glass on this. You gotta be careful of what you choose or how you go about things, because this looks bad. And don't get me wrong, I'm not voting for Joe Biden, but it is still my duty to pray for him. Us as Christians, it is still our duty to pray for him, make sure he is protected, make sure he is watched over. Christians can not support what he does politically or what he does in the world, but still we can pray for him to, that God would give him grace.
Before I get into this, let me say, in the interest of full disclosure and fairness, the Biden campaign says it would target North Carolina with heavy advertising in its push to win the battleground state in the 2024 election. Biden narrowly lost North Carolina to then-President Donald Trump in 2020. Biden visited Raleigh last month to speak about broadband internet and economic development. In the video, the president is seen, basically at a restaurant called Cookout, where he and Democratic Governor Roy Cooper ordered fried chicken, burgers, milkshakes, a signature of the restaurant, okay, before they were sitting, wherever the hell they were sitting. Biden then
Use his language. He does curse in this video. If you have kids around, mind their ears.
guy's house. Biden then delivered the meals to the Fitz family, where they spoke about education over this fried chicken dinner. Biden made student loan forgiveness a key political battle in his first term as president. Eric Fitz is one of the tens of thousands of Americans who have had some student loan debt erased by Biden's actions. The video Biden posted Monday, however, focuses instead on the kids' plans, which is what you saw. Why do I have a problem with this? First of all, we all know about racial tropes, do we not? Racist tropes.
Here we go. This is what his problem is.
You ever heard of that? Where people sit up there and try to use things to intimate something else of a racially insensitive nature. So black folks with the president and fried chicken ain't the greatest look. That's number one. Number two, President Biden, respectfully, I gotta ask you this question. What the hell are you doing eating fried chicken? You're 81. What 81 you know is munching on fried chicken? You ain't been in a...
My great aunts and uncles, and they can fry some chicken. That down south country cooking, that soul food cooking. Yeah, boy.
So eating some fried chicken ain't the greatest look. Thirdly, y'all knew Fox News and other networks jumped on that, right? And they talked about how he's trying to appeal with the black vote to go get fried chicken. They made the connection, right? Y'all would have a problem with Fox News and Jesse Waters bringing something like that up. I have a problem with the president. There's black kids all over the place. There's a whole bunch of black kids in Raleigh, North Carolina. That is the kind of scene, that is the kind of imagery you and your team decided to provide? Really? Really? Sitting down eating fried chicken. Come on, man. Now, on this show, I've called out Trump and various other Republicans for some of the decisions that they made and some of the things that they've done. Do you think I'm going to let President Biden off the hook?
He not.
This wasn't Kamala Harris in Raleigh. This was him. This is the same dude who was a senator in the 90s pushing the crime bill. You know that crime bill that led to mass incarceration for an inordinate amount of black folks that Bill Clinton himself and others in the Democratic Party lamented? Well, who was more of a culprit in that regard than Biden? I recognize what he's done for HBCUs. I recognize what he's done for infrastructure. I recognize what he's done for forgiveness of student loans. I recognize these things. I'm not trying to expel or expunge the good that he has done. But this imagery, I want to know who the hell came up with that idea. Because you know Trump and the GOP are going to use that to their advantage, right?
And we all know President Trump, that man is going to eat this alive. He gonna have a field day with this, but this does not look good. This doesn't look good at all. Let's keep going whatever to what else Mr. Smith has to say.
And they'll be right to do so. Because ladies and gentlemen, if we're being fair, if we saw Donald Trump sitting down in a black household eating fried chicken with a father and a son, what would we say? What would we say?
Tell me y'all wouldn't be all over him. That'd be the biggest story in the news. President Trump gives a black family fried chicken while he eats a hamburger.
I ain't never heard no shit like that.
What would we say? You know folks out there would be calling it racist. Well, if it's racist for him, and I'm not saying it would be, but if it's racist for him, why wouldn't it be racist for Biden? I'm not calling the president the R word. I'm not making that accusation. I'm not accusing anybody on the Democratic or the Republican side for feeling that way over
the conservative outlook that I have. Don't speak on one if you can't speak on the other. We must be able to call out both sides, allow both sides to see where they were wrong at. We can't let him off the hook for some of the stuff he says either. Just because we favor him, just because we love him more than we do, or more than we favor President Biden.
Such an incident. What I am saying is, it is what you projected in the eyes of some people. You've given people that ammunition. And if you could give it to them on the right, what absolves you on the left from doing the same thing? I mean, damn, I should have ran for president. Some of the idiotic ass things that you folks do, the level of insensitivity, the lack of understanding. No wonder people are willing to vote for Trump in 2020 or 2016 No wonder they're looking for candidates all over the place. No wonder you lose faith in the political apparatus that exists. Some of the asinine decisions that y'all make with no regard, no understanding, totally oblivious to how it's gonna look. You don't think people gonna look up Biden's history as a senator before he became president and juxtapose that to the imagery that was just provided? I should have ran. I might have got tens of millions of votes going up against some of y'all idiotic asses.
What are we thinking, y'all? This here kind of clears it up. Should clear it up a little bit more. Again, what we must do is we must pray for this man, keep him covered, because again, he is our leader, he is our president. He's the leader of our country, and we must keep them lifted up. Because again, we do not want anything bad to happen to President Biden. Despite all the crazy things he has done, we're still called to love him. And I do. I want him to live a long life. But I also want him to find Jesus. I also want him to be saved. I also want him to not do stuff that will make him look crazy in the public eye. Now the conservative view I have is, you keep doing this, you're not going to reach the people you think you're trying to reach. And that's just being honest. This was not a smart decision. In my eyes, this has made you look worse to your own voters. Now I'm not into all the political policies and stuff that goes on into the United States or into our government, even though I do understand some, and I do know some. But you don't need no policy to see how crazy of a decision this was. People can say, oh, you've blown it out of proportion, everybody's blown it out of proportion, but when you're this close to something that could make you look better in the eyes of the American people, that was not the best decision. That's all I have for today. Verse of the day, ladies and gentlemen. Ephesians 4:32. Be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving each other, just as in Christ God forgave you. Again, that's Ephesians 4:32. Let's remember to be kind to one another. Remember to be compassionate. Let's show President Biden some compassion. Even though this was the wrong decision, let's not jump on him. Let's not pray any ill will towards his life. Let's keep him lifted. Let's keep him covered. Let's keep our country covered and lifted. Let's lift everybody. Let's cover everybody who is in the race at this moment in time. Also keep each other lifted. Love each other, and love yourself. It's been your boy Phil, and I am out. Peace.